of State President William Ruto following the explosive statement by the Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, Justin MUTURI. Kalonzo Musyoka now says Ruto bears the highest responsibility in the spate of abductions witnessed in the country. The leader was flanked by Jubilee's Jeremiah Kioni and have both threatened to lead in protesting against actions by the government, whether in courts or on the streets.
The ICC statute talks about the person bearing the highest responsibility. And that is not Nuruddin Haji, that is William Samoei Arap Ruto. The People's Loyal Opposition will not sit back and allow this disgraceful attempt to take us back into the dark days of fear and oppression. We shall lead from the front. You've actually demonstrated leadership from the front because you've been in court. We'll fight them in court, we'll fight them in the streets, we'll fight them everywhere. We demand that Mr. Ruto respects Kenyans and the oath of office he has sworn to preserve under Kenya's Constitution 2010. We also demand the immediate release of the remaining abductees. We actually have a date on the 27th with the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Kanja, before Justice Bahati Namui. And they know what the ruling was by Justice Bahati. If they will not show up on the 27th, he will cite, convict, and sentence on the spot. So nobody's above the law. Not even Director General Kanja or Director DCI, Mr. Amin. If Ruto refuses to respect and enforce Kenya's constitution and laws, the solution is straightforward. He should resign. And the world is changing. Just today or yesterday, a sitting president of the Republic of South Korea was arrested in State House. We celebrate this kind of development because people must be held to account. This is what the Gen Zs have been advocating for.
Jubilee Party Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni, on his part, has pointed out members of Parliament Oscar Sudi, William Kamket, Kimani Ichung'wah, and Farah Maalim as bad advisors to President William Ruto. Kioni has urged Kenyans to make a citizen's arrest against the head of state.
It's been confirmed here by MUTURI that the abductions were really under his command, because he's the one who made the call and the young man was released. So if your son or daughter is released and you cannot get hold of William Ruto, what does that mean to us? We are on our own. When we have the likes of Sudi, Kamket, Kimani Ichung'wah, and Farah Maalim, allowing the utterances that we have heard from their mouths in the presence of William Ruto, and to the amusement of him, William Ruto, kwa sababu yeye ndio alikuwa anapiga makofi kuliko wananchi wanapotukana watu. It means that the center is not holding, and we as Kenyans must heed the call that has been made by our leader, and we must prepare to do what the South Africans are the people of South Korea have done. It is time for us to go and arrest William Samoei Ruto from State House, because we are on our own. Hakuna kitu kingine tunangojea, na hakuna Mkenya anangojea kuambiwa Ruto ni mbaya, wanajua ni mbaya kukuliko wewe mwenyewe. Hakuna jambo unaweza sema kwamba anaweza saidia sisi nalo. It is upon us to organize ourselves and get Ruto home.
Wiper Democratic Movement Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka has announced the immediate expulsion of Dadaab Member of Parliament Farah Maalim from the opposition political outfit following his recent remarks. Kalonzo, speaking during a press conference on Wednesday, expressed concern over the conduct of the controversial lawmaker who has been serving as the Wiper Deputy Party leader.
Avoidance of doubt. Honorable Farah Maalim, who until now has been Wiper Democratic Party's deputy leader, stands expelled from the Wiper Democratic Movement. for violating the Constitution and the rights of Kenyans, and even abusing Kenyan mothers. Thank you, and God bless you.
The family of Steve Mbisi Kavingo, who was abducted by masked men on December 17th last year in Kadhangaita, Mlolongo, Machakos County, continues to demand that the government takes responsibility and finds their son. Anne Kavingo, Stephen's mother, says that after the incident, the father has been sick and is suffering mentally. The family has been holding meetings at their home to discuss on ways to find their son, who was abducted on December 17th, 3 days after traveling to Mlolongo from his uncle's funeral. Some leaders in Makueni County visited Steve's family and demanded that the government of President William Ruto be responsible for the disappearance of the young man.
Nilikuwa niko na shida, maana sijui kama ako hai ama amekufa, na ndio ninaomba Mwenyezi Mungu amjalie neema. Sijui nimwambie nini, ila afungue macho yake naone hii si jambo la ukawaida yenye anafanyia watoto wake ama watoto wa nchi yake.
So tulikuwa tunaomba tu mweze tu kutuachilia mahali yuko, tuweze kuwa na furaha kama familia. Tunampenda, ni kijana mzuri.
Wale watoto wamepotea Kenya hivi sasa, sababu inaonyesha 82. Wengi wamepatikana wamekufa, wengine wamebahatika kutoka hai. Hivyo tunauliza serikali wafanye hima kama inawezekana, hata kabla siku ya kesi. Sisi kama mawakili wake, akipatikana hai, tutaachana na hiyo kesi. Lakini tunaomba serikali, na mimi napenda kukubaliana na Justin MUTURI, ambaye ni waziri kwa serikali ya Kenya, ambaye alikuwa speaker wa Kenya, ambaye alikuwa mkuu wa sheria Kenya, na mtoto yake akashikwa bila hatia, na alipofuata sana mtoto akaachiliwa. Ninataka kukubaliana naye, mambo kama haya hayafai kuwa kwa hii nchi, hayafuati sheria, na hata kama serikali itazidi kuendelea na mambo kama haya, hatuna budi kuwasilisha mashtaka kwa koti kuu ya dunia, tuhakikishe kwamba haki imetendeka kwa wananchi wa Kenya.
The Ministry of Health has dispelled fears that there is a shortage of antiretroviral drugs in the country. Kenya Medical Supplies Agency Chief Executive Officer Wako Ejesa said on Wednesday that there is enough stock for the drug, assuring all patients of an assured supply. Likewise, Health Director General Patrick Amoth added that the ministry is set to receive 2.34 million doses of the Bacillus calmette-guerin, also known as BCG vaccines, used in preventing tuberculosis by the end of January.
I am glad to report that in the month of December, we received more than 1 million doses of rotavirus vaccine for children to prevent diarrhea. We have also received in the same month more than 600,000 doses of the human papillomavirus vaccine, which is supposed to prevent against cervical cancer, which is a burden in our country. And we have also received nearly 240,000 doses of malaria vaccine. You know, the burden of malaria in sub-Saharan Africa still remains a big problem. Malaria is a big contributor of poverty, especially in the Lake region and the coastal region, because one, people take a lot of time to be able to care for loved ones when they're in hospital, and therefore they're not being productive. And of course, when you are sick, then you cannot be able to continue with the normal productivity. We are alive to the fact that we have faced a challenge with the BCG vaccine, which is the first vaccine administered together with polio at birth, and we have placed an order, and we are going to get 2.34 million doses of BCG vaccine by the end of this month. What we have done in the meantime is to be able to redistribute from the low utilization facilities to the high volume facilities to be able to bridge that gap in the meantime. However, we have also instructed the subnational level or the county level to be able to ensure that they record those who have missed the vaccine, such that when these vaccines then become available at the end of the month, then we can be able to do the catch-up vaccination.
Calls for Cabinet Secretary Justin MUTURI to step down have intensified following his recent criticism of the UDA government over alleged abductions. Leaders allied to former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua have urged MUTURI to resign, claiming his remarks highlight discord within President William Ruto's administration. Speaking in Juja, Area Member of Parliament George Koimburi suggested that MUTURI should join the opposition if he wishes to criticize the government. Cabinet Secretary's son and a former Attorney General can be abducted ordinarily, even as citizens are at even greater risk. Residents from Juja echoed Koimburi's sentiments, vowing to support MUTURI if he transitions to the opposition.
Omba MUTURI, vile unaendelea kuongea kuhusu adoption, ningekuomba uongee ukiwa nje ya hii serikali. Sababu ukiendelea ukiwa pale ndani, sisi kama wananchi tunaona unaongea juu kijana wako ni mmoja wa wale wamewahi shikwa. Mimi ningekuomba uje utetee raia wenyewe ambao tuko nao hapa nje. Wengine wamepoteza watoto wao, wengine watoto wao wameuawa, wengine watoto wao wameuziwa uoga, hata wakati wamekidnapiwa wakiachiliwa hawawezi ongea. Ukuje uongee ukiwa pande hii ya nje. Jambo lingine, ukuje tujaribu kuweka mlima na watu wetu pamoja. Tuweke mambo ya East tuachane nayo, mambo ya West tuachane nayo, tuongee mambo ya Mount Kenya region ikiwa kitu kimoja, ndio tuweze kujenga taifa tukiwa kitu kimoja katika Jamhuri la Kenya.
Kwa heshima kuu, kwa sababu ni mzee tunaheshimu, na ni mzee amekuwa na rekodi mzuri sana. Akubali kujiondoa kwa mamlaka ya waziri, kwa maana chuma chake kimotoni, vile alifichua siri hataenda mbali, na ninatangaza hivyo kama nabii kwamba atakuja kubanduliwa na atafanyiwa madharau. Kabla afanyiwe madharau, tafadhali ajiondoe, na tutaendelea kumheshimu. Mlima utamuheshimu, na Wakenya watamuheshimu, na ulimwengu mzima utamuheshimu.
Well, another section of leaders from Embu have come to the defense of the embattled Public Service Cabinet Secretary Justin MUTURI over his statement on abductions last week. In his remarks, the CS criticized the government, saying Kenyans have been abducted since June 2024 Gen Z protests, and in some instances ended up dead under unclear circumstances. Some of the leaders from Embu have said MUTURI did nothing wrong, but exercised his right to freedom of expression, given that he was a victim following the abduction of his son. The Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry Embu branch chair Mugo Mate said he should not be victimized for speaking out his mind.
Mambo ya kupigana na kuresign hii haitasaidia katika ile county ambaye tuko Kenya. Kwa sababu unajua Justin MUTURI ndiye apatiwe kiti. Alikuwa mmoja wa wale walikuwa muungano wa Kenya Kwanza, na mimi nimeshaguliwa na tiketi ya Democratic Party. Ikawa hata kama alitamuka, mimi sioni haja ya Justin MUTURI kuwekwa pressure aweze kuresign. Ile kitu naomba ni Justin MUTURI na rais wetu ambaye ni William Ruto na Deputy Abraham Kithure na Linda wale wengine wakae pamoja wasemesane.
Wale watu wanafaa waelewe from a parent's point of view. Yeye alikuwa anatetea mtoto wake na mtoto mwingine yeyote kama wale waliokuwa wametekwa nyara. Na mpaka saa hii tunaona kwa TV kila siku ya kwamba kuna watu ambao watoto wao bado wametekwa nyara. Tunataka tuulize the parliament and the senate. Leo hii kama MUTURI anaweza kupelekewa motion ya kumtoa kwa serikali kwa sababu amesema vile serikali inafaa kufanya, basi inaonyeshana hii serikali haichukui mawaidha, kwa sababu ukiona MUTURI ametoka pale nje ni kuonyesha hakukuwa na nafasi ya kuzungumza pale ndani.
Lengo ni lile tu, sababu ukifichua siri ya serikali, wewe na serikali uko nje. Kwa hivyo MUTURI, simama ngagari, ujue Bwana Mungu ako na wewe, simama na Wanjiku atakuwa na wewe, na Mwenyezi Mungu atakusaidia.
University students across the country have decried the delay of government funds help, saying that most students are unable to go back to school and those in schools are unable to sustain themselves. At a press conference held at the University of Nairobi to caution other students to prepare for peaceful demonstrations, the student leaders, led by Rocha Madzayo, president of the University of Nairobi Students Association, have issued an ultimatum to the government to disburse the funds by 17th of January, failure to which they will hold demonstrations at all education offices to demand for the funds. According to Madzayo, the delay of the funds have disrupted all learning activities as most students have not paid their school fees or registered for their courses. The students have also called on all vice-chancellors in universities to be merciful to the students and allow them to sit for the exams as they push for the government to release the funds.
We are gathered here today to question the commitment of the government of Kenya, not just to the students of universities, but to the youth at large. Like a pancake tortoise, the youth of this nation have become an endangered species. This can be summarized in two things. Number one, help delays. For the past 2 weeks, help has delayed, and this has paralyzed the activities of the general comrade activities. Half of our student population are still stuck in their villages, burning charcoal, selling chicken, just to raise funds for their fare to come to school. The others who've come to Nairobi don't have rent and have received letters of notice to evacuate their premises from their tenants, from their landlords. Does the ministry want our comrades to sleep in the streets? Does the ministry want our comrades to sleep in caves and on trees? So we hereby call and demand for urgent and adequate release of the help funds to enable our comrades to move and fund the activities very well.
So I'm from the offices of the help and they have denied us help. They are saying till mwezi wa 7 na wamenunua machines mpya, naona desktops ni mpya na sisi hatuna kitu. Mimi niko njaa saa hizi, nimefika shule njaa, sielewi kitu kwa class. Naangalia kwa dirisha, where does my help come from? Anniversary tower, lakini sioni kitu, hakuna kitu kwa account. Sisi tunataka help, tunataka kusoma na amani, we need education. Yani hatuwezi soma njaa, hatuwezi, tuko njaa kabisa. Comrade, we need total concentration. Ama kukuwe na shutdown. Comrade, maandamano. Maandamano.
Education to sustain ourselves. Now we want to issue a strong ultimatum to the government. It is their mandate for them to offer us help. During their time when they were in campus, they had boom, which was very heavy. In our time we are suffering and we can't even learn. So it is high time that they release the help. And by Friday, if there will be no help disbursed to these students, we shall occupy those offices and every person in that room shall give help to all these students who want to study in this country and in this school and this university. Comrades, power! Power! Comrades, viva! Viva! Comrades, ria! Ria! So that's all for now, and we are open for any questions. I hope they'll release the funds before Friday, because we don't want chaos.
On Friday!
But
on Friday! On Friday! On Friday! On Friday! That towers must be down! Must be down! Long live the spirit of comradeship! Long live! Long live! Long live the spirit of comradeship! Long live! Long live!
Respected lawyer Judith Ongori died on Tuesday in India, where she was undergoing treatment, leaving a mark on Kenya's justice corridors, especially in family law, where the senior counsel was prominent. Thongori had over 30 years of practice as an advocate, 10 of which were in active commercial practice, and over 20 others in family litigation. She dealt in matrimonial and children matters, estate planning, succession and mediation, and conveyancing. She graduated with a Bachelor's of Law degree from the University of Nairobi and then a postgraduate diploma in law from the Kenya School of Law. After school, Thongori began her career at the Attorney General's office before moving to Lee Mudhoga and Associates. She then started to build up a private practice and afterwards founded Judith Ongori and Company Advocates in 2003 to focus on family law. Until her demise, the lawyer was a founding partner at the Nairobi-based firm, and per the company's website, she was also a trained family mediator certified by the Mediation Accreditation Committee of the Judiciary of Kenya. The sugar industry stakeholders have raised 5 key concerns on draft procedures of electing grower and miller representatives to the sugar board and the imposition of the sugar development levy during a public participation forum held in Muhoroni and Chemelil Sugar Factory. Among the issues, they want abolishment of the degree requirement to be a member of the Sugar Board, clear election procedures that ensure election regulations do not allow loopholes, multiple voting by eligible voters, full adherence to procedures and regulations agreed upon to ensure sugar industry cartels are blocked from getting elected into the board, youths and the minority groups demanding fair share of representation into the board, collection of cess by counties reverted to a select committee appointed by growers and millers bodies, and complete disallowing of importation of sugar into the country when there is no shortage.
Hii maneno ya degree hata national parliament ilisendwa. Tuseme kweli. Hapa tunaweza letea wakulima namna gani? Kama watu wa national government parliament wana impose hiyo na wanasendwa. Na sasa mkulima hii wanasema degree watoto wote watapata degree. Ndio watoto watapata degree kwa hii pesa ya mewa. Na saa hii tunataka mtu ambayo the good leader.
Ombi langu kabisa kwa serikali, naomba ya kwamba hii pesa ya cess turudishe hapa kwa committee yetu, kwa local tuchague committee kama watu wanande wanafanya. Kwa nini watu wapande hii yao yende Kisumu, yende kwa government ya nini na ya county ya pande hii inaenda kwa wakulima wenyewe wanachagua committee yao.
Sasa tunaanza, we are going through the election the election guidelines. That's why we suggesting and proposing that when we will come the saa ya kuvote, saa ya kupiga kura yenyewe sasa, we need to have voters register itengenezwe per polling station so that kila farmer anaenda kwa polling station yake, anapata jina yake hapo, then he votes at that particular point.
The electorate should not be a young person. How? One, you must be a farmer. How a farmer? You must have delivered some tons, requisite tons to the millers. I am a young person. I don't have a farm. Am I not left out? I am. So how is the government empowering the young person?
The cost of production is high as compared to other areas, like when you compare to Brazil in other areas. We have Brazil where they grow millet and they use the stock of the millet in terms of bringing in cheap.
Parents in Tamu, Muhoroni constituency stormed Oginga Odinga Secondary School, demanding immediate transfer of both the principal and her deputy and a total overhaul of the school's board of directors. The furious parents accused the current school's administration of laxity in their work, leading to over a 5-year span of poor performance. They claim the best candidate in last year's KCSE exams from the school scored a C-, with the rest of the students scoring D's and E's. Education and Ngao officials led by Caroline Akinyi, Quality Assurance Officer, Muhoroni Sub-County, and Stephen Emojong Odek, Deputy County Commissioner of Muhoroni Sub-County, assured the parents of government's action on their concerns, but urged for calm and sobriety as the matter is being handled.
Wanted this school to grow above what it is today. This is our concern because us as parents, we struggle a lot. And this school has been here for more than 15 years. We've not had any good result. Our problem is this. The board, the current board of the school, we want it disbanded. We want the principal to go.
Ilipoanza ilikuwa inatoa matokeo mazuri. Ilikuwa inatoa wanafunzi wanaenda university wanapata B, wanapata C+. Lakini hii shule hakuna mafunzo.
Tangu madama kuje.
Walimu hawafunzi. Kuna a lot of indiscipline. Zingine ni kati ya walimu pia.
Nina mtoto, nina mjukuu kwa shule. Nilikuja kuangalia mtihani yake kwa sababu walikataa kuweka hiyo mtihani tuone. Na watoto wameanguka. Mimi kuja nimepigwa na polisi na nimeanguka chini, mimi ni mama mzee kama hivi.
Angalia hii tear gas. Tunapigwa na tear gas. Hii tear gas imerushwa mpaka kwa shule ya Nasari kwa kanisa hapo. Hiyo ni ungwana kweli?
Hiyo ni mbaya kabisa.
As we are talking now, the learners are in school. Currently they are taking lunch, and the teachers are also around in school. We request on parents to stay calm as their issues are being resolved. We also request the area administration and the community leaders to ensure that our people do not destroy property and school buildings, and also don't threaten the lives of learners.
Indeed, there's a lot of work to be done in that particular school so that everybody can go home satisfied, be it the learners, the parents, and even the school teachers and staff as well. So that is where we wrap it up tonight. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you are up to date with what is making headlines across the country. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. Enjoy the rest of your night. Stay safe. God bless.